Hello. I would like to take a short amount of time here at the beginning of the quarter to walk through our grading structure. The assessment structure for Chem 162 is really similar to 161 if you've had me before. And if you haven't had me before, it might be a little bit different than what you saw in your previous class. So let's start with just kind of some general principles. The grading system is based on specifications or standards or labor based grading. These are all kind of different and everyone interprets them in unique ways. And so my grading system is kind of my own take on it. In general, we're only going to have assignments graded as either complete and incomplete, or for our larger assignments, they'll be graded incomplete, complete, or proficient. So you can attempt it, and if you complete all the parts of it, it's complete. And the proficient then means it's not only complete, but it's basically at like A minus level work. What A minus is will be like described in a rubric or like a clear set of like requirements or directions. And the goal is to be as transparent as possible about what proficient or complete means for any assignment. So if there's any confusion, please ask me so I can clarify it. So most of our assignments are going to be in this complete, incomplete category. These are going to be our homework assignments, self-assessments, which are kind of like collaborative quizzes, activities that we do in class that kind of accentuate different pieces of the work we're doing through the quarter, our pre-lab assignments, and even our post-lab assignments this quarter. Our post-lab assignments will have a little bit more work to do to complete them compared to something like a pre-lab assignment or a self-assessment that'll have a piece where you try it individually and then collaborate with a group. Post-lab assignments will have just more criteria for complete. Now, our problem sets and our formal lab reports, will have two of those during the quarter. And any optional projects you choose to complete would all be graded on that three-tier system of incomplete, incomplete, and proficient. In general, you'll be able to revise everything, but our problem sets, formal lab reports, and any optional projects you take on will only get one revision. These are big assignments, and so grading and getting feedback is enough labor on my part that we're going to limit those revisions to one time. I'm happy to help you through your revisions to make sure that you're feeling confident when you submit your work the second time. In general, most classes tie deadlines to grades quite a bit. And we do that a bit in this class, but we try to create a little bit of flexibility, especially as we're just returning to in-person learning and we're still kind of getting used to um, being in a space together while still carrying lots of risks of viral transmissions. So there are a few assignments that have to be turned in by their deadline to earn their complete grade. These are pre-lab assignments. They need to be done before walking into the lab space on the Tuesday that starts off our 2-day labs. And our in-class activities. They're going to be activities where you do need to be present to actually complete the activity. They'll involve a demonstration or discussion, group collaboration, and sometimes peer review and edits. And so being present is required to actually do that work. It can't be done individually on your own. All other assignments are not going to have that complete or proficient grade associated with the exact deadline. So there is some flexibility on everything else. And even though we are talking about flexibility, there are still a few inflexible deadlines through the quarter. All of the content that we're covering has been combined into just 3 units. Each one is 2 chapters long. And so for each unit, you'll have 3 to 4 weeks to complete the work within it. And it's structured so it's like you'll have a week of one chapter, and then a second week for the second chapter, and then a third week to kind of catch up on things and do the problem set. Sorry. And so these inflexible deadlines will require that assignments are completed by that time for that unit. And if they are not completed by that deadline, then they lose the ability to be completed later. If it's something that has a option for a proficient grade, you're allowed to revise that well after the inflexible deadline, as long as the assignment was completed before that deadline. And this is intended not to make your life harder. The inflexible deadlines are to create points in the quarter where we can actually calculate your grade accurately, where all the work is in. And so that way you have a good understanding of what you're doing throughout the quarter. Also, without these inflexible deadlines, it's possible that your other classes' deadlines will kind of take over because they'll be more pressing. And it's easy to find yourself at the end of the quarter with a lot of chemistry work to do. And that's a hard and stressful place to be. So, the goal of these is to pace out the work for you and honestly to pace out the work for me as I grade. So, here are the types of assignments that we're going to have. They kind of have like two categories: the core assignments of the course, and then things that will build up your grade. So in general, with my grading style, I just start I start the first day of the quarter, assuming everyone has a 3.0 in the class. And then as we move through the quarter, you'll complete core assignments that will maintain that 3.0. As those core assignments are missed or incomplete, then your GPA will drop. Try to simplify this quarter. All assignments are going to be minus zero point 0.1 GPA points if they are not completed. So homeworks, self-assessments, activities that we do in class, and then our lab assignments have been broken up into a few categories: pre-labs, the post-lab work, and maintaining a lab notebook for each of our lab activities. And then our problem sets are also going to be a assignment that is part of the core of the work, in that everyone will be asked to attempt each problem set. For these to get the kind of core work done, you have to attempt the problem set. It'll be over a 48-hour period. And complete doesn't mean like it has to have exactly every single problem like done and all your work shown, but that you've tried it. So if you just do that work, you'll have a 3.0 in the class. Now, if you need a grade higher than that, or you want a grade higher than that, then some of the work that we're doing in the quarter will need to be done. There'll be bigger projects, and it'll need to be done or revised up to the point where it's basically A-level work. That means that, yeah, there might be some small errors. Yeah, we all make mistakes, but that it's clear in the assignment that the student understands the material without any large gaps in knowledge, or it might be lots and lots and lots of little ones. So there's just like so many small little errors that would be something that'd be more like B-level work. And so to define what that is, there'll be a rubric that clearly states like this is the bar that you need to hit on all these different points for it to be considered proficient. And for each of these kind of larger assignments that are completed at that level, students will get a +2 increase to their GPA. So we have 5 assignments that fall into this category. 2 formal lab reports, which are basically essays or papers in chemistry. One for lab 3 and one for lab 6. And then our problem sets. So we're all going to try them. And if you don't try it, then it's a minus zero point 0.1. But if you try it and either really know your stuff, or you revise it and learn some more along the way and get it to that proficient level, you'll then get a +2 increase to your GPA. Now, students can also take on optional projects, and these will each be worth a +2 increase to their GPA too if they are assessed at a proficient level. For these, work with me so we can set a rubric that really clearly defines what it's going to mean for the project that you're choosing. So that way it's really clear exactly what you need to do to get that plus zero point 0.2. And projects are not required to get a 4.0 in this class. They're really there to fill in the gap if you, let's say you get sick and you have to quarantine for 10 days and you can't come to class and you miss a homework assignment, and you know you've got brain fog and a few assignments go missing. Then an optional project later when you're feeling better could kind of fill the gap in for those assignments if you don't want to complete them late, or if you've missed the inflexible deadline. So it's kind of our way of trying to allow students to demonstrate their understanding of a material if another type of assessment was very challenging for them to express themselves through, or if they had to miss it for illness. So in general, between these two types of assignments, we'll be able to calculate grades hopefully pretty easily. You have a 3.0, and then you just subtract zero point 0.1 for each assignment that's incomplete. And then you add 0.2 for each formal lab report or problem set or project that you complete at a proficient level. So This is kind of my summary in graph form. And it's trying to show that we have like this 3.0 middle point where everyone's at. And if all of our homework, self assessments, pre labs, activities, labs, and notebook and problem sets are completed or attempted for the problem set, then you have that B right then and there. And moving up to a higher grade just involves making sure your problem sets and formal lab reports are revised or are initially completed at a proficient level. And anything that's missed along the way will decrease your grade by zero point 0.1. Tracking this in Canvas will not work. So I actually have the final grades turned off on it. I have a secret side experiment to see if I can find a way to get Canvas to make it work. So you may see weighted percentages on assignment categories. It's really me secretly trying to see if I can get the same grades to work out through Canvas, and this will be a trial quarter. But so in general, the grade book on Canvas is going to be great for tracking which assignments you've completed and which ones still need to be done and which ones need to be revised. Um, and then to actually calculate your grade at any time, you can use a spreadsheet and you can import it into Google Sheets and you can use it with Office 365 and you can use it with Excel. That can be downloaded here on the Start Here module found in the files. And it's really just tallying the number of incomplete assignments you have in each category and the number of proficient assignments you have in the grade building assignments. And inputting them into the table will automatically tabulate the calculated GPA shown in orange. And so as you change those numbers, the calculated GPA will change. So you can put in what you have here, but you can also project out as well, like, oh, I missed a homework. How can I make up for it? And so this is a tool for you to plan which assignments you're going to take on and what you need to do to meet your goal in the quarter.